This one's easy. That's very easy. If I were to say, okay, based on the list that I've given you in the syllabus, and if I give you this picture, are you going to be able to label the muscles that you need to know that match up to that picture? Yes. These muscles that you're seeing right here, for the most part, all of them are superficial. Might have some that are a little deeper, okay? For the most part, those are superficial. If we were to count them, it's a few of them. How many did I say all together? Over 600 muscles of the body.
So you know how the muscles, like some of them have, it's like, it's like two of them together. So what's the muscle you're talking about?
You mean like the biceps? Or?
No, it's like it has like two of them, and it's like the
Yeah,
something like that. So how do you know, if you would like just look at the body, how would you know which one will come first?
Oh, in the name?
Yeah. You know how it's like the
based on I think it's based on how the origin to the insertion. So in other words, like the origin would be the first part of the name, the insertion would be the next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, right here, once again, if you were to be given this picture, would you be able to take the list that I give you and label them? Now, based on the list that I give you, would you be able to identify the muscles now? This is how I want you to study them. Okay? So the list that I've given you, you'll notice that around the room, I've got the legs, I've got the arms, I've got torsos, I've got little man back there. I've got over here more little man. And I've got, oh, here we go. The heads. So that means all of these models are going to be up for grabs at the time of practical. So the way that I would suggest studying for it, find that list in the syllabus, go around to the models, identify the muscles you need to know. I have students like take pictures and that sort of thing, okay? So feel free to take pictures and do that type of stuff, okay? Because anything you can do to help will work, all right? Now, that's how I'm going to want you to be doing all of this type of work. So this is the type of stuff that, you know, when we start lab time, I want you to be working on at lab time. Questions about that? Okay. And then basically what will happen at the lab practical, the muscles that you need to be familiar with, I might have this sitting right here. Let's say this is station 1, all right? And at station 1, I'm going to have different muscles labeled that you're supposed to know and you're going to have to identify. That's what will happen at practical time. Same thing with bones, okay? Like knowing the bones in the bone box. Let's say that this is station 2, and at station 2, I've got the femur, act. Okay? What? First of all, please don't tell me humors. All right? So, I might say, what is this bone? You'll want to tell me the femur. But then there are certain processes, certain bone markings that you're supposed to know for the femur. Okay, like the linea aspera, the head, fovea centralis, stuff like that. Okay, I might have that labeled and say, identify this bone marking. And that's how the practical will go.
So like A, B, C, D, or?
I usually do like numbers, like 1, 2, 3, and then have the questions correlating to the numbers. Okay? So if we begin to think now about the muscles, I would just simply begin to identify them based on the models that we see. So I think for this chapter, let me double check. Okay, right. For the rest of this chapter, what we run into, just like we did with that chapter on the bones, where it was like letting you know all these different muscles and so forth, pretty much we're going to see the same thing here. So it goes through giving you some really detailed information about the different muscles, where they're found, flexion, extension, rotate, their movements. But what I have done, okay, what I've done is I've already provided that information to you in the syllabus on what I want you to know. So just a couple that we're going to, we'll scoot through these together, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. But remember how I was talking about the deeper muscles? This is a good example of the muscles getting deeper. Remember how I said the deeper muscles, they're going to get more fine-tuned, they're going to be skinnier, they're going to be more well-defined, and it's kind of showing you how we've got a good connection to the vertebra, and they're much skinnier, okay, meaning muscle is more fine-tuned. The other thing about the deeper muscles do not fatigue like our superficial muscles. You go to the gym and you work out and you're done and you come out and it's like, oh man, maybe the leg muscles hurt, maybe the arm muscles hurt, maybe you got some shoulder pain. It's mostly superficial muscles. There's a reason why these don't fatigue as easily. Any ideas why? They're the ones that are going to work on that stability. They are the ones that are giving the majority of the stability. So all of the weight on us from gravity, and then having to move and walk and shoot, even smile and everything else, okay? They're working to do that, which is kind of cool. So once again, some of the cool muscles, y'all got to know some of those, okay? Love some of those names. Orbicularis, oculi, come on man, you got to love that. I can't remember if it's on the list, but I think I might have like the masseter on the list, okay? And that's a good representation of the masseter in this picture, okay? Oh, do you guys remember the hyoid bone? The little vampire teeth, okay? This is how we're going to get the hyoid bone held in place. Because remember, it's not a bone, it's the one bone of the body that doesn't articulate to another bone. It's only held in place by some tendons and muscles and stuff. Pretty cool. Tongue movements. don't think I get into a lot of those muscles right there, but when we get into the chapter on digestion, understanding how the tongue works becomes a little more, I guess, important. Then we've got the muscles that work together for swallowing, that sort of thing. Once again, don't think I have a lot of those that I talk about. I don't really get into that. Muscles more of the mouth, palate, so forth. Now, for the eyeball, I can't remember if I have any of those listed this time. Those might be listed in part 2, because in part 2, we'll start talking about the special senses. And the special senses, of course, you know, that includes vision, all right? And the eyeball, to me, is just amazing. Because we've got movement of the eyeball where we can look up, we can look down, we can look side to side, and we can roll it, okay? And the muscles that attach to the eye allow for these movements. And the cool thing about it, the muscles are very fine-tuned, meaning their movement is very precise, all right? When we have a very fine-tuned muscle, movement is very precise. This is definitely showing much deeper muscles in the body. And these muscles, of course, help for keeping us upright, for example, either sitting or standing, okay? Once again, muscles that are not going to fatigue. Look at how deep some of these muscles go. Muscles that are strictly between vertebra to vertebra. No, I don't know all these. Okay, we're talking deep muscles here. Now, thoracic muscles, those are going to come back to us in part 2 when we get into the chapter on the respiratory system, because it becomes important to actual breathing. Okay, so those will come back a little bit too. I think I have a few of these listed on the list. I can't remember. Abdominal wall, yeah. No, I've got some. Okay, 6-pack, 8-pack. They go anything above the 8-pack? For real? What's that?
All
From the chin down? I don't know. Okay. This talks a little bit about the rectus abdominis muscle. Okay, kind of read over this slide because these go with some of the terms that you have to know. All right, give an explanation of the structure in the abdominal area. Given some different views of the muscles that exist. I don't think I get into any of these. However, when you get to the end chapters of the book, they're going to come back to us. Okay, and when we look at the chapters for the male and the female, then it goes through upper limb muscles, muscles that use for arm movements. I do like the pictures that show the actual cuts through a cadaver, so those are kind of cool. Some stuff about the rotator cuff, which we kind of talked about, our forearm movements, and some of those muscles you need to be familiar with. Let's see, the hand and the finger movements. There are a couple of these that you have to know. Okay, I'm recognizing the carpi ulnaris, the carpi radialis, the brachioradialis. So there are a couple of them on that one you need to know. I didn't get into the deeper muscles of the hand. However, something that I do want to point out about the hand